So, hello and welcome everybody. My name is Helen Ely and I'm a member of the Ninja Forex Trading Group. And we're here this afternoon to talk about a very special tool that we have free and available to us as members of this group. Actually, to more than just members of this group, but our special guest this afternoon, Jeff, is going to be talking to you a little bit about how this tool works. So from my perspective, I've been a member of the trading group for a couple of years now and enjoy trading on a regular basis and also doing some training. But Jeff has also got his own story and he's going to tell you that before he starts explaining about the tools that he's going to talk about this afternoon. So welcome, Jeff.
Welcome, thank you.
And over to you to introduce yourself and start your talk.
Oh, thank you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jeff Goodwin. You probably hear from my accent, I'm from Scotland, so I'll try and go nice and slow. I came across the ninjas last March. The fact that the world fell apart with COVID-19, at that time I was managing 2 hotels, and overnight were closed. The whole of the hospitality industry closed overnight. Hotels were closing, businesses shutting down. And I said, what do I do? Been in hospitality for many years. And I just didn't know. Fortunately for me was one of my colleagues who actually just started trading with the Ninja Traders actually. And I was panicking a bit, to be honest. And he said, look at this, but you have to be serious because of circumstances. So to be perfectly honest with you, Helen, for me, it was sink or swim. I had no backup plan, no choice.
Wow.
So I had to make the decision to do this or not. So I was committed from day one. I wasn't like, well, I might study half an hour a week or half an hour every month. Yeah. I had to do it.
I hadn't appreciated that COVID was the reason you'd moved out of hospitality, or in fact been forced to move out of hospitality.
Yeah, that was the reason. And fortunately enough, the tool I'm going to share with everybody now, it really has made life for me for understanding Forex, because it makes it so simple. And back then, I had no history, I had no background. It was pure sink or swim. So that's why I was so encouraged when I was asked to actually show the software I'm going to use today.
Good news. So I guess that's kind of great that you found it simple and found it so good to use, and that it supported your sort of trading journey, as in fact it has done for all of us.
So simple. May I share my screen with you?
No, yeah, please do.
So I'll just put my glasses on. So, ladies and gentlemen, the software I'm going to share with you. So we go to a website called tradingview.com. Now, this is 100% free. There are paid for versions, but what I'm going to use today is the exact same version that's free. So you see this big blue button, it says launch chart. I just click that. That's how easy it is.
And I think it's important to emphasize as well, Jeff, I don't know what you think, but for me, I started trading with this as an absolutely free tool for quite a few months.
Absolutely.
You can definitely get started with it free.
Yeah. So when you look at this here, you see all these graphs and ups and downs and on all these things, numbers along the side. And for me, when I first came across this, it was a little overwhelming. So the mentor I got in the Ninja sat me down. He said, Jeff, let me show you. He said, so what we're going to do is we're going to start at the top left. We're going to work all the way along, come back right, and then we're going to describe what these things do. Is that okay with you? And I said, yes, please. So when you think...
This sounds a good plan.
Yep. You think of Forex currencies. So I'm in the UK, but let's just say I was going to visit one of my colleagues in America. I could fly over to America, have to change my currencies, And when I come back, if I have any currencies left, that'd be very nice. Sometimes I could have, depending on the way the economy's moved, I would have more than I thought or less than I thought. And that's an overview of Forex. Now, just give you an example. I'll type in the Great British Pound in the top left-hand corner, United States dollar, and I just press the Enter button. You notice just here in the left-hand corner, Great British Pound, United States dollar. And for that currency, it is showing the price right now, all at this mark here. Yeah. So what that has done, that's enabled me to see what people are buying and what they're selling the two currencies at. I hope that makes sense. Yeah.
That's good.
And there's many ways to look at this. Now, I know some people that you may have heard them called day traders, typically trade on the 1 day time scale. There's a little secret button not everybody knows about when sometimes the chart goes like this. It's at the bottom right-hand corner, and it's called auto. You see that there? Just click it once, and magically sorts it all out, which is really good. So Great British Pound, United States dollar. So for day traders, every one of these candles is now worth 1 day. This is time of 1 day. And some people change the time frames depending on your style. Another one of my colleagues has called it, he prefers scalping than day trading. And what he would do is perhaps doing it on the 5-minute or the 15-minute. And I'll show you this now. Now you notice, ladies and gentlemen, that I use this line here. I just left clicked and I went up and down. And I did that, then I left clicked and dragged. I'm just trying to make this easy for me to see what's going on. You see the price right there. Okay. So whether you're a scalper or a day trader, all you would do simply do is click there and change the time frame. And there's someone else later on in the course going to explain a lot more detail about what a scalper and a day trader. Okay. Moving along, we have this fantastic button here called candles. I'm just going to, right there. So I'm going to click on 2 candles. That one there, it says candles. And this will save as a favorite. And this one here, there. And guess what? By magic, both of them have appeared there. So there's your normal candles. When you change the Heikin-Nashi candles, which somebody will explain the difference later in the course, these are momentum. This shows the momentum in the market. A lot more of that will come. So all we've done so far, check the currencies. You can just type in there. Depending on the type of trader you are, we can change the time and different types of candles.
And the different types of candles are really helpful when you're looking at your trades from different perspectives, aren't they?
Oh, they are. Sure. Absolutely. Now looking at, I won't go into too much detail, but you see some of these candles have these things like a big wick on top, like a candle wick. Yeah. That's really important to know that. And again, when you're actually going to the trading side of things, that will be showing the difference. I'm showing you very briefly today how easy it is to use this piece of software. And just to move along, I'll forget compare just now. Oh, that's a really good tool. Now, let's say, for example, come back to all of these here. Come back to all of these. Sometimes you can set an alert on things. So let me just come back to here. What can I do? Let me just type in something here. EMA 9. Sorry, EMA. So what is an EMA? Let's click on one there. Oh, I have to sign in for that. Apologize. Just lost that. Do it again. So we're back to here. So there's no problem. Just click launch. So again, Great British Pound, USD, enter 15 minutes or day traders, coming all the way along. We'll come back to these later. Come back to all this. Yeah. Coming down here is really useful now. Now, because there's different types of ways at looking at the market. Now, without going into much detail, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to change the time zone to 1 hour. So every candle now is 1 hour. And I'm just going to scroll it back by, in my mouse, I'm doing the middle button, the scroller. I'm just leaving and I'm just scrolling. Like, it's very easy. I'm not, and by doing that, I'm just moving this to the side, up and down, makes life easier. I'm scrolling it in and out. See how easy that is? Now, looking upon this, if I was to draw like a trend in the 1 hour, it's just as an example, I could draw something like that. Someone else might say, over here, see that little button? I'm going to draw something like that. And when it comes to actually the trading element, later on in the workshop, some people will explain what has happened here. There's something magical about to happen here. Something really magical, and that will be explained. There's many other things you can do, but I think Helen may be showing some of these things later on. Another thing that's really important is drawing what you call, we'll get into it, support and resistance. Now, if you think about walking on your floor at home, and you think about your ceiling, you've got support, which is the floor, and resistance is the ceiling. So
it's interesting, that's the way I've always remembered it as well, the floor and the ceiling.
Yeah, and it's really, look what price is right now. If I just look left, I'm going to change, see that little button there? That little button right there. I just click that there, and I just come down, and you see something called horizontal ray. All that means is I'm going to draw a line a few different places. What we ideally want, see that? I'm just changing the thickness of this. I'll do that. Actually, nice and see that there? And by looking left, we can see price has actually hit off this point many times. Yeah. And we're at well, I'm not going to the technical information on trading. Right now, we're at a point where price is either going to continue up there or break down there. And we'll leave that for other traders to describe. This is a very key area. There's some potential good pips we made out of this area. Coming down here, we can actually draw things on the chart. So let's say you're forgetting information. You could say things like, nice and simple, Great British Pound, USD. We're on the 1 hour. This is what this is Great British Pound, USD on the 1 hour. So if you leave or you go for a cup of tea or coffee, you can always come back to that. You can always change the size. Lots of information you can do that, but it's really, really user-friendly. That's what I love about it.
I think there's so many tools that are available down that left-hand toolbar that you'd be here forever if you wanted to describe them all, wouldn't you? But hopefully you can give people a flavour of
Let me just
some of the things that are available.
Let's say, as an example, you notice the last time price was here, it bounced off and it bounced off again. And guess what? It did it again. So why don't we see how much in terms of pips from there up to there would it be? Do real quick. So all you do is you come to the left-hand side, come down, and you see this. To me, it looks like a ruler. You see that? And you click once when it says measure. And I just go from that there all the way up. And it did go up as high as, oh, I don't know if you can make that out, over 100 pips anyway. Now, what is 100 pips? It's just a measure. Okay, and that will be described at a later date. So it's really easy, just one click and does it. So it's Great British Pound, USD, and if we did that trade back there, what we're going to, the value would be 100 pips. Yeah. Another thing I'm going to do here, ladies and gentlemen, sorry, I apologize about this. If I did that, I would be feeling pretty happy, wouldn't I?
Now we're showing our happy faces.
Yeah. So that's it. Short, sweet, ladies and gentlemen. It's very easy. It's free. Currency pairs, you would just pop in here. You could do a few other things over here. You could add what you call a watch list if you wanted to look at 2 or 3 pairs or even more at a time. But when first starting, I'd probably look at 1 at a time. Nice and slow, nice and easy, understanding it. I hope that helps, Helen.
Yeah, absolutely, Jeff. I also wonder if it's worth mentioning alerts, just so that people understand that they don't have to sit in front of their chart all day.
Oh, I never thought of that. Thank you very much. So let's say as an example, you see I've drawn this line here, and we believe price is either going to go bounce up there or break down through here now. So what we could do, I could just perhaps draw another line just underneath there, a few pips. So if it does break through, we'll get an alert. And what I do now is, I'll just do it slightly more actually. So it's quite, all I do is a few ways, but I'm going to right click on this. And you see this like an alarm clock there, or I could even do alert here. So I'll just left click, just one click there. I have to sign in.
Oh, it doesn't like you doing it on a free account, does it?
No, it doesn't. No, I have to sign in. So I'll just do that one there real quick. Continue. Continue. Come back to this, ladies and gents, again. So I was on the click, right click, add an alert on horizontal ray. So it's Great British Pound, USD. We're using Heikin-Ashi candles for this. So it's going to go, if the price comes down, it crosses this line here. And I'll just do once per minute. There's lots of settings for this, but let's just create, press the word create. The good news about this software, I can be walking around the day, and if I have the software on my phone, I can just press notify on app, as it says there. Yeah, notify on the app, press create, and can go about my day. And when this happens, guess what? Oh, something's happened. Perhaps I'm doing something in the house, perhaps I'm relaxing, reading a book, maybe in the garden, all with my daily life. It's really useful. I found it useful anyway. Yeah.
So actually, yes, it does. That was my fault. It does let you do alerts on the free account. It's just that you needed to sign in.
That's it. So I'll take this away. I just gave that as an example of the time I went there. But today is all about an introduction, and I hope you're feeling pretty happy because you were with the workshop here for 5 days. And perhaps I'll see you on later on in the week. Helen, thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you, Jeff. It's been great. That's an introduction to TradingView, and probably one of the key tools that we all use all the time, isn't it?
It is. Have a great day.
Thanks, Jeff, and thanks everyone for listening. See you again in another workshop.